promulgates any of the two historical figures as the Philippines' national hero.
Gabriela Silang. Gabriela Silang is not only the first Filipina who led a revolution against foreign conquest, but she also a woman whose husband, Diego Silang, not only recognized her as his wife, but also his equal. Silang is probably the most prominent heroine and gentleman-dominant list of national heroes. When her husband was assassinated, Gabriela braved it to his position as a commander. Her name was feared by the Spaniards because of her relentless guerrilla attacks against their army, leading the revolutionary forces of Ilocos, along with the ethnic people, to one of the longest battles against the Spaniards in history. In their fight delivery began, she rallied over 2,000 men against 6,000 well-equipped Spaniards. Given the numbers and machineries the colonizer had, their fight was turned into field. She, along with her remaining army of 80 men, retreated to Abra, where they were eventually captured before her hanging. She suffered a tragic punishment as a commander. She was made the witness her men's execution. Despite the unsuccessful wager against the Spanish colonizer, Gabriela remains to be a symbol of women's bravery, courage, and independence. An organization that fights for women's rights, Gabriela was directly named after her. There's also a monument dedicated to her along Ayala and Makati Avenue, one of a woman riding a horse and holding a bulo. Fun fact: Diego Silang is not Gabriela's first husband. Before meeting Diego, she was forced to marry an old man, wealthy businessman, but 3 years into their marriage, the man died. Then her love story with the rebel Diego started, proof that even powerful, independent queens has a thing for bad boys. Gabriela Silang. A daughter of a peasant in Ilocos, Gabriela Silang was forced to wed a wealthy businessman who died of old age 3 years into their marriage. Silang's second husband was rebel leader Diego Silang, who saw her not only as wife but his equal and closest advisor. After the assassination of Diego, none of the rebels wanted to take over. Silang decided to take matters into her own hands and lead the rebellion herself, making her the first female leader of the Philippine Revolution. The revolt became one of the longest sustained battles against the Spanish colonizer, with Silang launching guerrilla attacks, one after the other, causing the enemies to fear her name. To date, Silang's name continues to stand for women's power, strength, and bravery. Our country's women lead and pro-women's alliance, Gabriela, is named in her memory. In Ayala Triangle, along the corner of Ayala and Makati Avenues, stands for Gabriela Silang's monument, which depicts the warriors on horseback wielding a bolong. Her full name, Maria Josefa Gabriela Carreño de Silang, born on March 19, 1731 at Santa, and died on September 20, 1763 at Bigan City. She was a Filipina military leader, best known for her role as the female leader of the Ilocano independent movement from Spain. She rose to become the very first female leader of the revolutionary movement against the Spanish colonizers. The people began to call her Herinala, which means woman general, and ratified that Diego fighting spirit was continued with Gabriela. She is one of the most prominent figure of the revolution and one of the most distinguished women in the Philippine history. Gabriela Silang is remembered as the one of Arc Elocandia. The Order of Gabriela Silang is the sole third-class national decoration awarded by the Philippines,
whose membership is restricted to women.
Gabriela Silang, Revolutionary Woman General. Gabriela Silang was then wife of Diego Silang, a revolutionary leader of Ilocos, captured and killed by the Spaniards. After the death of her husband, the Spanish army invaded the camp and got all firearms, ammunition, important documents that Diego Silang left. In this situation, Gabriela don't lose hope. Instead, she fought against the Spaniards. She continued the fight of her husband and the Ilocanos. She said, "It was necessary for me to bring back the freedom that Diego Silang started." Gabriela Silang and the rest of her troops continued to fight against the Spaniards, but the Filipinos' insufficient arms bring them to lose the fight. Gabriela Silang was captured in the mountains of Abra. The Spaniards bring her and the remaining companions to Ilocos Sur. She was sentenced to die under the rest of her revolutionary troops on September 20, 1763 in Vigan, Ilocos Sur.